Welcome to the Fulfillment Formula. My name is Ali, and for the last 3 years, I've been helping high-achieving men, founders, executives, and professionals create lives that feel as successful as they look, all while traveling the world and living my dream life. Because real success isn't just about hitting goals or building wealth. It's about feeling fulfilled, having balance, and doing more of what you love, without sacrificing who you are in the process. If you're ready to start living a life that's fulfilling on the inside and out, then you're in the right place. Okay, you've clicked on this video today because you want to learn what makes life fulfilling. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the keys to a meaningful and joyful life. But before we dive into that, there's a couple of really important things that I want to share with you. The first one is, why does fulfillment even matter? And often high-performing men, they get fulfillment and success confused. They chase success and often achieve it, but then find that they are not feeling fulfilled and they wonder why that is. And it's because fulfillment is different from success. And fulfillment is all about these 6 things that are on the screen here, which are meaning, or you could say purpose, joy, alignment, freedom, balance, and peace. So if you're living a fulfilling life, you will experience meaning in your life, you will experience joyful moments, you will experience living in alignment with who you are and what your values are. You will also experience freedom, balance and harmony, and also having more peace in your life as well. Many high-performing men achieve success but still feel empty inside. They feel this feeling that something's missing, or sometimes they feel completely empty and hollow. And it doesn't have to be like that. You can have success and feel fulfilled. And without fulfillment, life can feel like you're constantly or always chasing something, chasing the next milestone, the next goal, the next tick on the box of life, the next material thing. And while you're chasing all the time, you're never going to feel fulfilled. So if you feel at the moment like you're constantly chasing, but you're lacking fulfillment, you're lacking happiness, you're lacking joy in your life, and these 6 things that are at the top of this slide here, then this is definitely the video for you. And the question to lead off with is, what does a fulfilled life look like to you? And maybe not just look like, what does it feel like to you as well? The next important thing that I want to share with you are some myths around fulfillment, or myths about fulfillment. And the first one is, more money equals more happiness. And this is a huge myth, a huge lie, you could say, because it's simply not true. And I know this because there's so many high-performing men that I've helped who have had lots and lots of money, lots of material wealth, and you could say external facing success, yet they're not happy. And I bet you know some of these people, and you might be one of these people watching. You might be one of these men who has made some decent money or made a lot of money, yet you still feel unhappy. So that's the first myth. The second myth around fulfillment is that you need to sacrifice everything that you love, that you enjoy, for fulfillment. And again, this is a huge myth, and it's a big lie. You don't have to give up everything you love, everything you enjoy, everything you're passionate about to feel fulfilled. The third big myth around fulfillment is that fulfillment happens after you achieve X. Insert whatever you want here. For example, I will feel fulfilled when my business is making $200 million in turnover. I will feel fulfilled when I buy a 4-bedroom house. I will feel fulfilled when I buy a fancy car. I will feel fulfilled when I get the next promotion and climb the corporate ladder. You can list them on and on and on. And fulfillment never happens like this. So that is a big myth around fulfillment, that fulfillment will happen when you achieve some kind of external thing. And the fourth big myth about fulfillment, and maybe I should have put this one first, is prioritizing yourself is selfish. And this is simply not true. And this is a big issue that so many high-performing men suffer with. They think that if they prioritize themselves and prioritize their own happiness and fulfillment, then it's selfish. And often they're told this by society as well. And if you have this mindset or this belief, which is technically a limiting belief and it is a myth, then I want you to know that prioritizing yourself is not selfish. It's the most selfless thing that you can do. And you will lead yourself to fulfillment if you begin to put yourself first and prioritize yourself. A powerful question to ask yourself then off the back of this slide is, which of these myths has held you back? And which one maybe is holding you back right now? Right, now I want to get stuck into the meat and potatoes, you could say, of this video. And it's sharing with you what I call the fulfillment formula. And there are 3 pillars to the fulfillment formula. The first pillar is PV, the second pillar is P, and the third pillar is I, and that equals F. So what does all of that stand for? Well, PV is your personal values. The P is your purpose, the I is impact, and that equals fulfillment. So personal values are the foundation of who you are and what you stand for. Your purpose is aligning your actions with your values, but also your passions and strengths as well. And finally, impact is contributing to something that is bigger than yourself. But also I want to just tag something onto impact, and I'll mention this again later on in the video. Impact is not just about impacting others. It is primarily about that, but also it's about how you impact yourself as well, which ties in nicely to what I said earlier when I said prioritizing yourself is not selfish. So you have to have an impact on yourself, but more importantly, impacting other people and creating something or contributing to something that is bigger than yourself. Here's a powerful question then. Are you living in alignment with your values, your purpose, and the impact that you want to make? Because these are so important and because they're part of the fulfillment formula, I want to share with you each one by one. The first pillar then is personal values. And your personal values, they guide your decisions and they define your priorities. There's so many high-performing men out there that don't know their personal values. They don't know them first and foremost at the forefront of their mind, but they also don't know them in their heart. And when I start working with men and I start coaching them, this is an area that we hone in almost straight away, getting to know their personal values or getting to know your personal values. If you don't know your personal values currently, and also if you maybe do know them, but you're living out of alignment with them, then this leads to unfulfillment. This leads to dissatisfaction. This leads to unhappiness, lack of joy, etc. So it's really important that you know your personal values and not only know them, live in alignment with them. So some examples of personal values are integrity, family, creativity, growth, connection, health, spirituality, honesty, the list goes on and on. A powerful question then is, what are your top 3 personal values? And if you don't know these, I highly suggest at the end of this video, you begin to work out what your 3 to 5 top personal values are. The next big pillar of the fulfillment formula is purpose. And purpose gives your life direction and meaning. Again, far too many high-performing men do not know what their life's purpose is. And what happens if you don't know your life's purpose, you end up almost meandering through life. Yes, you might make some money, you might have some level of success, but you'll never feel truly fulfilled until you know your purpose and begin to live your life in alignment with that purpose. Your purpose is not just about what you do for your career. It's not just about your business or your job. It's about how you live your life. So what I want you to do is I want you to reflect on what energizes you and what your passions are in life and where they lie. And this is a super powerful question, and it's a question that I often ask my clients, particularly at the start of their journey with me. And it's this question: what activities make you lose track of time because you love them so much? Ask yourself that question and see what comes up. The final pillar then of the fulfillment formula is impact. Impact is about contributing to others and the world. And here's an important thing. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be massive, because small actions create ripple effects. So if you are impacting other people, that spreads out to the person that you're impacting, and then the next person, the next person. So what I'm saying is, your impact doesn't have to be, I'm going to create the next Tesla or the next Uber or the next Amazon, or I'm going to try and solve world hunger. It doesn't have to be that kind of impact. It could be something as simple as impacting your family, providing for your family, giving your children the best education possible or the best upbringing possible. So don't think that you have to change the world, because actually, by creating impact, no matter how small or big it is, you are technically changing the world. Here are some examples of impact that you could have. It could be mentoring, it could be volunteering, creating meaningful work, it could be charity work, it could be philanthropy, it could be coaching. There's many different ways that you can create impact. Obviously, you can create it through having your own business as well. Here's a powerful question. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Now I want to share with you the Fulfillment Formula Blueprint. And this is the exact blueprint and framework that I use with each and every single one of my high-performing male clients. This framework has allowed my clients to get incredible results and help them to have more purpose and fulfillment in their life. And it can be broken down into 6 steps. The first step is clarity. Getting clear on who you are, what you truly want, and what's holding you back. The second step is a mindset shift. This is shifting your identity and overcoming your limiting beliefs so that you can develop a stronger, more empowered mindset. The third step is strategy. This is building a personalized action plan that aligns with your goals and your lifestyle. The fourth step is implementation, putting your plan into motion with my guidance and support every step of the way. The fifth step is staying on track with weekly coaching, check-ins, and adjustments as needed. And the sixth and final step is what I like to call freedom and fulfillment. This is designing a life that gives you both success and balance, so you're not just achieving, you're actually living. I've even applied the Fulfillment Formula Blueprint to my own life. So if we rewind back to 2021, I was in a pretty dark place. I remember being in my office of the gym that I owned at the time and having basically a meltdown. I had a breakdown at the office desk, and I decided that I wanted out of the gym and out of the fitness industry. And within the space of 14 months, I went from having that breakdown to exiting my gym and living my dream life. I left the UK to travel the world, and I set up my coaching business, and I'm now blessed enough to coach clients all over the world. So this works because I've seen it work for my clients and I've seen it work for myself. Now I want to share with you some of the biggest challenges to fulfillment. And these are the 3 biggest ones that I see for high-performing men when it comes to feeling fulfilled. The first one is the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. Now, here's what I want to point out. You've probably stepped out of your comfort zone more than once in your life, but it's not led you to where you want to be. Or it might have led to where you want to be for a little bit of time, but it doesn't have that long-lasting sense of fulfillment. So this is a big problem. Often men are too scared, or they are really fearful of stepping away from what they know and what they feel comfortable with into the unknown, because often it can be something completely different. The second big challenge to fulfillment is societal pressures to conform. We are conditioned by society. What age to have children, what age to get married, what age to buy a house, when we should get a promotion, etc., etc. There's all of these societal pressures to conform. And this is a big challenge to feeling fulfilled. And then the third big challenge is a lack of clarity about what you want. If you don't get crystal clear clarity on exactly what you want and how you want your life to be, then you will never feel truly fulfilled. Here's a powerful question. What's stopping you from pursuing a more fulfilling life? And I don't mean in the future, I mean right now. Okay, we're coming towards the end of this video, and now I want to share with you some practical steps for a fulfilling life. And there's 4 of them. The first one is to discover your values through reflection. So we've already spoken about personal values and how important they are, but what I want you to do is to start beginning to discover them. The second step is defining your purpose by identifying your passions and your strengths. Purpose is part of fulfillment, so you need to know what your purpose is. The third step is creating impact through small, meaningful actions. As I said, it doesn't have to be massive, just small actions that are going to create impact. And the fourth step is building habits and systems that align with the fulfillment formula blueprint, or even your own fulfillment formula blueprint. Powerful question. What's one step that you can take today to feel more fulfilled? I want to leave you with some closing thoughts. Fulfillment isn't about having it all. It's about aligning with what matters most to you. And I want to tag on to this. It's about what matters most in your heart. Often, as men, as high performers, as entrepreneurs, as ambitious men, we get stuck in the head. And sometimes, or more than sometimes, often, we need to come away from the head and get back into the heart. I want you to start small and reflect often and stay true to yourself. Don't get distracted by the shiny things. Don't get distracted by chasing things, and don't get distracted by what society tells you you should do. And the third one is I want you to take action to begin the journey towards fulfillment. You're taking action already because you're watching this video and you're listening to me, but what can you do beyond this video to move towards a more fulfilling life? And it all starts with taking action. Just do it. I've hit you with a lot of questions on this video, and here's the final one. What does fulfillment mean to you, and how will you start living it today? Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, today. For now, I want you to watch this next video, and it's called How Can I Live a Happier and More Fulfilled Life? And if this video resonated with you today, here's how I might be able to help you. In the description of this video, there's a link for you to click to watch a short 7-minute video. This video explains exactly who I help and how I can help them. And also, if you enjoy that video, there'll be a link where you can book a call with me to chat further. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.